It is fantastic to have you with us. We spend days just sifting through mountains of data to find the gold for you.
That is the standard operating procedure.
Yeah.
We do the heavy lifting so you don't have to navigate the labyrinth alone.
Exactly. The Sacred Play podcast is a production of the Church of Sacred Play. Come in.
Come in.
Bring your wonder.
The Church of Sacred Play is a humanist community that uses story, play, and a little stardust thinking to inoculate you against cynicism.
Story, play, and a little stardust thinking. The Sacred Play podcast is our way of bringing those fresh ideas and radical kindness to you.
Yeah. Radical
kindness. To practice compassion, sharpen critical thinking, and build a kinder world together. You're getting a podcast that challenges you to engage with the world.
Exactly.
Not just as entertainment to pass the time during a commute, but as sustenance.
A vitamin for your humanity.
No supernatural claims required. Just curiosity, dignity, and the courage to care out loud.
The courage to care out loud. So come on in and bring your wonder. The Sacred Play podcast, the Church of Sacred Play.
thechurchofsacredplay.com. Okay, let's just jump right into this. I want you to think about the last time you apologized.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean the kind of apology where you, back into someone's car or step on their foot.
Right. The real apologies.
Exactly. I mean those reflexive automatic sorries that just kind of slip out before you even realize it. Like maybe your stomach growled during a quiet meeting.
Oh, yeah, I'm the worst.
Or your knee does that terrifying cracking sound when you stand up. Or you hiccup. You probably said, "Excuse me," right?
It's totally ingrained in us.
It really is. But here's the question that kind of kept me up last night. Why are we apologizing for biology? Like, why is the sound of a human body just doing what it does considered this massive social error?
It is a profound question when you actually stop to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are effectively just bags of chemistry and electricity.
Yeah.
We're engines. And engines hum, gears click, pipes gurgle. But we've built this incredible superstructure of social etiquette that demands we pretend we're statues.
Look, we're supposed to be totally silent.
Silent, motionless, and completely void of any internal processing.
Right. It's like we're gaslighting each other into believing we don't have organs.
That's a great way to put it.
And that is exactly where we're going today for this deep dive. We're looking at a piece of storytelling that takes that specific absurdity and turns it up to 11.
Way up.
Yeah. It's a story called The Polite Republic of Bellies, and it comes from a collection by the Church of Sacred Play, which I know most of you listening are already pretty familiar with them.
Right. We've talked about them before.
Right.
Just as a quick refresher, they're a group focused on playful wonder and having a cosmic perspective.
So they aren't like a traditional church.
No, not at all. They use storytelling to kind of poke at the rigid parts of our reality until they wobble.
And this story from their Wonderverse collection definitely makes things wobble. It is so colorful and loud and just immersive fun.
But underneath all that whimsy, it's a really sharp critique of how we police each other socially.
So our mission today is we're taking a trip to a fictional place called the Lavender Valley. We're going to analyze the culture there and their relationship with their bodies.
And see how politeness can mutate from kindness into control. And how you can disrupt the culture like that.
Yes, so let's head to the Lavender Valley. First thing you notice is the vibe. The text says the pollen in the air is literally made of glitter and optimism.
Which is a delightful image, but honestly, it sounds like a respiratory nightmare.
Oh, absolutely. And the story leans right into that. It says that every single sunrise, the entire town sneezes at once.
A communal sneeze.
Yeah, it's a big event. But they don't treat it as a nuisance. It's just how the day starts. Because the people there, they're called the residents.
And true to their name, they are incredibly noisy.
The noisiest neighbors you could possibly imagine.
Because they represent this total inversion of our social contract. In our world, silence equals respect. Think of a library or a boardroom.
Right, you have to be quiet to be professional.
Yeah, exactly. But for the residents, sound is connection. Their bodies are described as a constant living orchestra.
The examples are so good, like it says their knees click greetings to each other.
Imagine that.
And their elbows whistle when they get nervous. Which is picture being in a job interview and you're sweating, trying to look calm.
And your left elbow just starts whistling like a tea kettle.
You couldn't hide anything.
Complete transparency. And that transparency extends to digestion, too.
Which is the big one.
Right. The text mentions their stomachs make these little kettle songs before meals. Now, in our world, A stomach growl in an office is pure mortification.
Oh, I've definitely done the fake cough to cover it up.
We all have. You shift in your chair, you drop a pen. But the resonance, they revere it.
They love it.
If an ankle pops during a wedding vow, they nod and call it a sturdy promise.
A sturdy promise. I love that reframing. And my absolute favorite detail is the council meetings. When a stomach growls while they're debating policy, the scribe doesn't ignore it.
They write it down.
They write down the body requests lunch. Wise body.
Wise body. That phrase does so much heavy lifting in the story. It suggests the body has its own intelligence separate from the mind.
And it deserves to be listened to.
Exactly. It's a society that accepts the machine for what it is.
But there's always but in these utopian setups, it's not a total free-for-all. You'd think with the whistling elbows, anything goes. But there is one sound, just one, that is completely forbidden.
The great taboo.
The great taboo. Despite all their body positivity, they draw a hard line at the burp.
Specifically, a small puff from the mouth after drinking fizzy moon tea.
It is so specific. And the reaction isn't just like, ew, gross. It's a full-blown crisis.
Right. The story says teacups trembled, harps stopped mid-chord, the whole world just freezes.
And this brings us to the mechanism of control, because it's not enough to just dislike the burp. They built a whole bureaucracy around it.
The Committee of Air.
The Committee of Air, which sounds like the worst homeowners association in history.
It really is an elaborate shame enforcement agency. The ritual to atone for a burp is absurd.
Right.
The offender has to literally leap up.
Like physically remove themselves.
Yes. And shout, 1,000 pardons. My internal wind escaped the upper gate.
The upper gate. It's so dramatic, elevating a biological function to this grand tragic event.
And then the crowd has to chant back, you are forgiven by the Committee of Air. And then the best detail.
The turnip bell.
A child rings a tiny bell shaped like a turnip.
Why a turnip, though? Why a bell?
Well, that's the thing. The story explicitly notes that no one remembered why. They only knew this was proper. With a capital P.
Right.
It's a perfect example of what sociologists call cultural lag, or ritualistic persistence.
Oh, like when a rule outlives its purpose.
Exactly. We see it in real life all the time, like Victorian etiquette. There was a time when they covered the legs of pianos because they were deemed too suggestive of human ankles.
Wait, seriously, piano legs?
Seriously.
Yep.
Or think about the rule against putting your elbows on the dinner table.
My mom still yells at me for that.
Right. But that originated back when people used trestle tables, which were incredibly unstable. If you leaned on them, the whole table could flip.
So it was just a safety hazard.
Exactly. Now we have sturdy, heavy tables, but we still scold children for the elbows. The why is completely gone, but the shame remains.
So the residents are out there ringing this turnip bell, performing this intense ritual, and nobody knows if it's to prevent a table from flipping or just because someone's great-grandmother hated the sound?
It's purely performative. It signals compliance. It says, I belong to this group because I follow the rules, even the nonsensical ones.
And a system like that is terrifyingly rigid. It cannot laugh at itself, which is why it takes an outsider to just come in and blow the whole thing up.
Enter the traveler.
Yes, the traveler. They arrive from a place called the Marsh of Honest Creatures.
And names really matter here. The marsh implies something grounded, earthy, messy. And Honest Creatures suggests zero pretense.
The philosophy of the marsh is something I kind of want to tattoo on my forehead. The traveler says their code is, if you did harm, repair it. If you made a noise, continue living.
If you made a noise, continue living. It's a radical simplification. It separates moral failings from biological realities.
Which the valley doesn't do at all.
Right in the valley, a burp is a moral failing.
Yeah.
In the marsh, it's just data. It happened. Move on.
So we get this epic collision of worldviews. The traveler sits down for supper with all these polite residents. They drink the fizzy moon tea.
And biology does its thing.
The traveler burps.
And crucially, they don't do the ritual. No jumping up, no upper gate.
They just sit there and say, nice tea.
Nice tea. The ultimate underreaction.
And the room goes absolutely nuclear. The chaos is delightful. The mayor literally faints directly into the pudding.
It has to be revived by cinnamon.
Which is such a funny visual, but it also shows how delicate they are, right? If a burp puts your leader in a dessert coma, your society is way too fragile.
That is exactly the point. A culture built on repression is a house of cards. Everyone has to participate in the illusion constantly.
Or it falls apart.
The moment one person refuses to play along, the spell is broken. There's that violinist who plays one shocked note and just retires immediately.
I love that guy. Just quits on the spot. I'm out. I can't handle this reality.
And the three aunties whispering, "No, excuse me. No, excuse me." They are literally short-circuiting.
They cannot process a world without the turnip bell.
No.
So the mayor wakes up smelling of cinnamon and pudding, and he is furious. He demands an apology for the sound, and this leads to the big confrontation.
The traveler looks around at all these clicking knees and whistling elbows and drops to the best line of the whole story.
Yes, they say, "You all sound like a forest made of soup."
A forest made of soup. It is so visceral.
It's kind of gross, but so accurate.
It forces them to see themselves from the outside. They think they're this refined musical society, but the traveler's like, no, you are a bubbling, clicking, organic mess, just like everyone else.
Right. Why is this one specific bubble of gas a crime when the knee clicks are a symphony?
And that question forces the town elders to actually check the rules. They drag out the massive Book of Manners.
Probably covered in dust since they only obey it, they never actually read it.
Exactly. They turn to the sacred page of air etiquette. And this is the great twist of the story.
The text is all faded, but they finally read the original rule. And it had nothing to do with shame.
It read, "When sharing tea in close quarters, if a bodily sound startles someone, reassure them kindly."
That's it. That is the whole rule. Reassure them kindly.
No committee of air, no turnip bells. It was purely practical. Sudden noises startle people, so just let your neighbor know you're okay.
It was rooted in consideration.
Yes. It shows how politeness often starts as kindness. It's about making people comfortable.
But then the telephone game happens over 500 years. Reassure them, kindly mutates into together, beg for forgiveness from the gods of air.
Form takes over function. We get obsessed with the fork, the elbow, the bell, and we forget the human being on the other side of the table.
So the truth is finally out. The mayor knows it. The aunties know it. There is this incredibly heavy silence in the hall. Everyone is waiting.
And this is where it pivots to a lesson in leadership and change. The silence isn't broken by some grand speech.
It's broken by a rebellious knee click.
The body speaks first. Then a stomach growls. And finally, one of the aunties accidentally burps while trying not to laugh.
Which is perfect.
Yeah.
If the mayor did it, it would be this big political statement.
Yeah.
But because it's an auntie,
One of the guardians of tradition.
right, it grants permission to everyone else, and she doesn't ring the bell. She just shrugs and says, "Nice tea."
And the dam breaks completely. They laugh until their elbows whistle. The hall erupts in tiny burps and giant dragon burps.
It's chaos.
Absolute chaotic release.
It really just sounds like a giant party.
It is. It's the joy of putting down a heavy burden you didn't even realize you were carrying. They spent so much energy living in fear of the bell.
Holding their breath, literally.
When they let go, it wasn't anarchy, it was just joy.
And they didn't even throw the turnip bell away. They've repurposed it now. It just announces dessert.
Which is a much better use of a bell anyway.
Priorities.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about how this change actually happened. Because the traveler didn't come in with a protest sign.
No.
They didn't start a down with the bell campaign.
This is the genius of changing by example. If the traveler had lectured them on how backward they were, they would have dug their heels in.
Well, for sure. If you tell me my traditions are stupid, I'll defend them just to spite you.
You all do. But the traveler didn't attack. They simply existed. They modeled an alternative way to live.
They showed you could burp, not apologize, and the sky wouldn't fall.
The contrast did all the work. The residents looked at the traveler, then looked at their mayor covered in pudding and realized, wait, their way looks way more fun.
The Marsh of Honest Creatures way. Just be real and let the crumbs fall where they may.
And the mayor adapts. He issues a new decree. He says, "In the Polite Republic of Bellies, we apologize for cruelty, not digestion."
Apologize for cruelty, not digestion. I feel like that's the core thesis.
It separates intent from biology entirely.
Like, if I step on your foot, that's valid. I was clumsy, I caused pain, I should apologize. But if my stomach makes a noise...
That's just the engine running. It moves the society from performative shame to authentic kindness. And they even adopt a new phrase. Instead of the elaborate apology, they just say, "Behold a body."
Behold a body. It's so beautifully neutral. Just, yep, that's
Yeah.
a body doing body things.
It's an acknowledgement of shared humanity, removing the hierarchy.
It really makes you look at our own world differently. I mean, we don't have glitter pollen, but we definitely have our own turnip bells.
Thousands of them. Think about how we apologize for crying. If someone tears up in a meeting, they immediately say, "I'm so sorry."
Why? You're having an emotion.
Exactly, it's a biological function. Or we apologize for taking up space or asking a question.
Or for just living our lives. Like, Sorry for the delay in replying to your email. You were probably just eating dinner or sleeping.
Precisely. We are constantly ringing bells to appease an invisible committee of air. This story challenges us to identify those bells. Is this rule protecting someone, or is it just an inherited habit?
I really want to try this out in the real world. Maybe not burping loudly at a dinner party right away.
Baby step.
Baby steps. But the mindset. Next time my stomach growls, instead of shrinking into myself, just thinking, behold a body.
It is a practice of self-compassion. If you stop apologizing for your basic existence, you free up so much energy.
Energy you can use to actually connect with people, or just enjoy the fizzy tea.
And you save your apologies for when they actually count.
Right.
If you apologize for everything, your apology means nothing. Save it for when you've been thoughtless or cruel. Then it becomes a tool of repair, not a ritual of submission.
It brings us right back to that forest of soup image. We're all just walking around, bubbling and clicking. It's a messy existence, so we might as well have a sense of humor about it.
A sense of humor and a sense of wonder. That Church of Sacred Play motto, Playful Wonder, is the ultimate antidote to rigid etiquette. You can't be terrified of breaking a rule if you're laughing at how silly it is.
So here's my challenge to you listening right now. Identify one turn-up bell in your life. One thing you apologize for that isn't actually hurting anyone.
Your laugh being too loud, your hair being messy.
Just needing a break. And put the bell down. See what happens. The world probably won't end.
You won't faint into the pudding.
And if you do, hopefully someone has some cinnamon handy.
Let's hope.
I want to leave you with one final thought today. We've talked a lot about the noise in this story, but let's think about the silence.
Right. Think about the Lavender Valley before the traveler arrived. It was loud with knee clicks, sure, but it was utterly silent in terms of honest expression. They were holding back.
So if we stopped apologizing for being human,
For our digestion, our awkwardness, how much silence in our own lives would be filled? How many sturdy promises and wise bodies are we suppressing right now just because we're trying to be polite?
it's definitely something to chew on. Maybe the most polite thing you can do is just be real.
And maybe pass the dessert.
And pass the dessert. Thanks for taking this deep dive into the Polite Republic of Bellies with us today.
Behold a body.
Behold a body indeed. See you next time. The Sacred Play podcast is a production of the Church of Sacred Play, thechurchofsacredplay.com.
You could be anywhere else listening to anything else. You gave us your time. We thank you. Stay curious.
And we'll see you in the next
Sacred Play podcast.